Picture this. It's a rainy day, and you're stuck in traffic, late for an important meeting. The frustration builds up as the minutes tick away. Horns are blaring, and the stress is palpable. At that moment, you receive a call from a loved one who's in the hospital. Suddenly, your perspective shifts. The traffic jam becomes insignificant, and your heart is consumed with concern and a desperate need for things to change. In these moments, life confronts us with a critical question. What truly matters when the storms of life are raging around us? It's a question that echoes in the hearts of people across generations and cultures. In today's video, let's journey to discover a transformative truth. Changing your life begins with a shift in attitude and an openness to learning from the creator of life himself. Life is full of moments like these, where we find ourselves trapped in our own versions of traffic jams. We grapple with frustration, disappointment, and confusion. It's like we're in a maze, desperately searching for the exit. Have you ever felt that way? Like you're stuck, and no matter how hard you try, you can't find your way out? This struggle is universal. Whether you're a student facing the pressures of exams, a young professional navigating a demanding career, or someone dealing with the complexities of relationships, we all encounter those moments when we long for a change. Amidst the chaos, there lies a profound truth. Our struggles, though diverse, are shared. We're not alone in the maze. As we navigate through the twists and turns, it's essential to recognize that the longing for change is a shared human experience, a common thread that unites us in our pursuit of something more. Now, here's the key question. What if the change we desperately need begins with something as simple and profound as our attitude? Imagine this. You have the power to shift your perspective, to transform the way you approach life's challenges. What if, instead of being consumed by frustration, you could find peace in the midst of chaos? Let me share a story with you. In the Bible, there's a man named Paul who faced incredible challenges. He was imprisoned, beaten, and shipwrecked. Yet, in the book of Philippians 4 verse 11, he writes, "I am not saying this because I am in need, for I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances." Contentment in the midst of chaos, that sounds like a game changer, doesn't it? Paul's journey from despair to contentment offers a glimpse into the transformative power of a changed attitude. It's not about denying the challenges, but discovering a perspective that transcends them. Paul's story becomes an invitation for us to explore a mindset shift that can redefine how we navigate the twists and turns of life. Changing your life starts with changing your attitude. It's like adjusting the lens through which you view the world. Consider this. If you were to wear sunglasses indoors, everything would appear dark. In the same way, a negative attitude can cast a shadow on the brightest aspects of your life. So, how do we change our attitude? Let's turn to another passage in the Bible. In Romans 12 verse 2, it says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." This transformation begins when we allow God to renew our minds, shaping our attitudes and perspectives. Renewing our minds is a process of intentional change, a deliberate shift from patterns dictated by the world to a mindset aligned with God's truth. It's not a one-time event, but a continuous journey of aligning our thoughts with His. As we embark on this journey, we discover that the power to transform our attitudes resides in our willingness to be shaped by the one who knows us best. Imagine you're a student, eager to learn from the greatest teacher. You enter the classroom, and there's God, ready to impart wisdom. What's the first lesson? In Psalm 25 verses 4 to 5, David, a man after God's own heart, prays, "Show me your ways, Lord. Teach me your paths, guide me in your truth and teach me. For you are God my Savior, and my hope is in you all day long." David recognized that true transformation begins with a humble heart, eager to learn from the ultimate source of wisdom. As we ask God to teach us His ways, we embark on a journey of discovery and growth. The image of God as our teacher is profound. He doesn't stand at the front of the class, stern and unapproachable. Instead, He invites us into a personal tutoring session, tailor-made for our unique needs. His curriculum is life-changing, filled with lessons on love, forgiveness, and purpose. The classroom is not a physical space, but the very fabric of our daily lives. Each experience becomes a lesson, each challenge an opportunity to grow. As students of the divine, we find ourselves not merely absorbing information, but actively applying His teachings to the canvas of our existence. Let me share a parable Jesus told, found in Matthew 7 verses 24 to 27. He spoke of two builders, one who built his house on sand, and the other on a rock. When the storms came, the house on the sand collapsed, but the one on the rock stood firm. The lesson here is profound yet simple. When we build our lives on the solid foundation of God's teachings, we can weather life's storms with resilience and stability. It's a powerful illustration of the impact that learning and applying God's ways can have on our lives. Consider the builders as representatives of our choices. The foundation, the choices we make in aligning our lives with God's truth, determines our resilience in the face of challenges. It's an invitation to reflect on the choices we're making daily. Are they founded on the rock of God's wisdom or the shifting sands of worldly influences? Change is often uncomfortable. It requires stepping out of our comfort zones and embracing new ways of thinking and living. But as we open ourselves to God's teachings, we discover that His ways are not burdensome, they are liberating. Consider Jesus' invitation in Matthew 11 verses 28 to 30. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. In this, we find a promise of rest and relief from the burdens we carry. God's ways bring peace to our restless souls, inviting us into a life marked by purpose and fulfillment. The yoke, a symbol of partnership and shared responsibility, becomes a metaphor for learning from Jesus. It's not a heavy burden, but a shared journey where He carries the weight, guiding us toward a life characterized by rest, peace, and purpose. So, here we are, stuck in the traffic jams of life, longing for change. The invitation is clear: change your life today. Ask God to change your attitude and teach you His ways. It's a journey of transformation where the renewing of your mind opens the door to a life of contentment, resilience, and purpose. As we navigate the twists and turns of our individual journeys, let's remember the words of Isaiah 30 verse 21. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you, saying, "This is the way, walk in it." God is with us, guiding us every step of the way. So, will you take that step today? Will you allow God to change your life by transforming your attitude and teaching you His ways? The journey awaits, and the destination is a life filled with joy, peace, and the unshakable foundation of God's truth. Change begins within. Let it start today. If you found this message meaningful, if it resonated with the deepest parts of your soul, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Click the subscribe button below so you don't miss out on more life-transforming insights and encouragement. If this message spoke to you, give it a thumbs up, like it, share it with someone who needs to hear these words of hope and transformation. Together, let's spread the message of positive change, one person at a time. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and growth. Remember, you're not alone, and your decision to continue on this transformative path is a step toward a life filled with purpose, joy, and peace. Until next time, may you walk in the light of God's truth and find the change your heart seeks.